God said do it. He did it. It didn't make sense. I wonder what his friends thought when Hosea showed up in the red light district and took a woman of the streets and made her his bride. Gomer was her name. She was as low as a human, I suppose, can get. But you know, the strange thing about all of this, God told him to do it. He was obeying the word of God. Go among the harlots and take thee a bride. There was a lesson here God was trying to get across to Israel. But the strange thing is about it, he loved her. Something in that preacher fell in love with that prostitute. He began to believe it could be, it could happen, it could work. Even when his friends said, Hosea, you're crazy. You're from two different lives. It'll never work. There was something in him, love in him, that said, I can make it work. I can give her a life she'll want. I can make it easy for her. I can give her love, not lust. I can fill her life with something valuable, with something real. And surely there's something in her that'll respond to my love for her. And for a while, I suppose it worked. They bore a son, a little boy, their firstborn. They called him Jezreel. Jezreel means hope. It meant that they both had hope, the preacher and the prostitute. Things can be better. She'd never known a life like this. A good place to live, good food to eat, a good man to care for her. And for a while, she responded. But there was some wildness in her. There was something inside of her she could not escape. It hungered for the bright lights. It hungered for the bright music. It hungered for the old ways that she had lived in. And before long, there were long evenings when she was not at home. There was days when he came home unexpectedly to find an empty house. And when she would come in, the color on her cheeks was high. Her hair was disarranged. And she had a flimsy excuse. And he began to wonder, what's going on? Their second child was born, a little girl. They called her Lo-Ruhamah. It means no love. No love. Still he held on. He couldn't help it. He couldn't help it. He loved her. But finally it was too blatant to be overlooked. She bore him a final child. They called his name Lo-Ammi, which means no son of mine. And it happened. He came home one day to a still house. In a shaft of sunlight through the window that splashed across the kitchen table was a note. He picked it up and began to read. It said, I don't love you. I tried. But I don't love you. There is someone I love. I'm with him. I will not be back. The preacher sat a long time at the quiet kitchen table, staring at the note, stained now with his tears. He should hate her, he knew that. He should hunt her down. She should pay. She should be punished. Part of him was humiliated. Part of him was broken, shattered. Part of him would never heal, he thought. But part of him still loved her. Even when friends, well-meaning, I'm sure, would come and tell him of her latest troubles. You know the one she ran off with? He dumped her a long time ago. She's been through two or three lovers since then. Why, she's down at the bottom of the barrel by now. It didn't do what the neighbors, what the friends thought it would do. No hatred formed in his heart. No desire for revenge overcame him. But that love that wouldn't be denied, kept on reaching out, even when they brought him the final news. She's reached the bottom for sure now. Her last lover has sold her into slavery. She's on the auction block today. It didn't produce the kind of reaction they expected it to. She stood there on the auction block, humiliated, shattered, broken, nothing to live for now. When you reach her stage of life, and and sin. Fit for nothing. Only the cruelest, harshest masters, the most lascivious of men would ever bid on a woman like her. She knew it would be short time. She would be beaten to death some drunken night and buried unceremoniously behind a yard, behind a house or a barn. And the bidding began. It was low, of course. Who would pay much for someone like her? Piece of silver. Maybe 2. That would be all she could bring. The bidding was almost done, desultory, uninterested, except for the shining eyes of one hard man. Going once! Is there another bid? Going twice! Can I hear another bid? And the gavel is raised, and it's just about done. Her life finished and sealed when suddenly a voice nobody ever expected to hear in such a place as that. A hand nobody ever expected to see in such a place as that. The hand went up. The voice called out, 15 pieces of silver. There was a gasp in the crowd. Who would pay such for a woman like that? And their heads turned, and their eyes saw the preacher standing in the back of the crowd. The auctioneer finished it quickly, sold for 15 pieces of silver, and he made his way to the front. Her head was down. Will he beat me now? Will he kick me from this place? Will he humiliate me in front of all these others? But he reached out his hand, and he took hers and his, and he said, honey, I still love you. Come on home. We'll start again. We'll make it work. I love you. My friends, that is the triumph of the cross, that while we were yet sinners, Christ died